How do you sort out the so-called jargon from real-world practices that work? Do the members of your organization find some business or technology advice utterly confusing? Welcome to Real Talk with Sam Holcman. In this program, we set the record straight, and in terms that business people and technology people can understand. Now, here is your host, Sam Holcman.
Welcome to this edition of Real Talk. I'm Sam Holcman, and the topic for this particular broadcast is two words and a definition. And those two words is business architecture. And in this broadcast, I'm going to define business architecture from a practitioner view. And this view and definition comes from literally thousands of client engagements that we've had the privilege of doing and the certification work that we've done for decades now in business architecture. So here's the definition of business architecture. Business architecture is explicitly representing an organization's desired state first, and then as-is state. Let me stop there for just a moment. Explicit representations means human consumability, stakeholder consumability, in less than 54 seconds. That is what people in the business architecture field need to recognize and study from the human behavioral world. In other words, complementing business architecture is what people, human beings, can observe and actually understand. Business architecture is explicitly representing an organization's desired state and as-is state. Why desired state first? Once again, the human condition. Once people see something, it's hard to get out of that sort of like tunnel that's there. So best practices, best field practices have shown that you really need to start with the desired state. Now, if somebody says, well, we're not sure what the desired state is, excuse me for my giggling, then we should stop. We should just stop. Business architecture explicitly representing an organization's desired state and as-is state through a set of independent, non-redundant artifacts. What does that mean? What is the minimum set of things that we need to understand the area of interest? Minimum. And as the phrase goes, doing something hard is simple. Doing something easy is really, really hard. And that's, of course, the practitioner view of what is going on. And there is this massive desire in a lot of business architecture organizations and training firms and consultants to make this more complicated. We just keep adding things. So once again, our objective is very simple. Independent, non-redundant artifacts, mutually exclusive, collectively exhaustive. Everything as straightforward as possible. Then the other thing we're going to look at is defining how these artifacts relate to each other. And for example, what is the relationship between the processes the organization needs to do and the goals they're trying to achieve? Now, from that, we are going to develop, not declare, develop a set of prioritized, aligned capabilities. The output of business architecture is a series of capabilities. You don't start with capabilities. Capabilities don't flow. They are the talents, if I can use that phrase. Technology talents, data talents, process talents, human talents, organizational talents that we need. That's what a capability is. A capability is an ability to actually do something. So that's the output of business architecture. Not by declaration, but through analysis. Align capabilities. What does align mean? Align with the business drivers, align with the business goals. Needed to meet the organizational goals. One final step here, communicating this understanding to stakeholders. And there, once again, we have to understand the human condition. And there's two things I want to mention to you as the audience. One is the 7 ± 2 rule, which says if you put more than 9 things in front of a real human being, I don't care what the tool can do, what a human being can understand, people are going to have a hard time understanding that. It doesn't mean a high level of detail. It means that you as the architect need to express the understanding in chunks of 9 or less at a time. Not hierarchically, but ontologically, to advance the organization from its as-is state to its desired state. So in summary, business architecture is explicitly representing an organization's desired state and as-is state through a set of independent, non-redundant artifacts, defining how these artifacts relate to each other, and developing a set of prioritized, aligned capabilities needed to meet the organizational goals, communicating this understanding to stakeholders, and advancing the organization from its as-is state to its desired state. And we hope we have the privilege of assisting you if you need that assistance in getting a real business architecture.
Virtual Business Architecture Services from the Business Architecture Center of Excellence will provide you with the expertise of our consulting services remotely so you can achieve your goals quickly, efficiently, and economically. Using our business architecture methodology, complemented by our full BACOE practitioner support, we will help you achieve the same great results without any travel at a reduced cost. Please visit bacoe.org/virtual-BA for more information.
Thank you for tuning in to Real Talk. Be sure to join your host, Sam Holcman, again for another edition of our program. We'll have more real topics of discussion then.